What is up, you guys? It is Lincoln here, back with another video. After last week's video of the Roth IRA, I figured I would break down the rest of my liquid investments and kind of where I have the rest of my money. So I'm going to be showing you my traditional IRA and then my individual accounts, as well as my Roth IRA that I have over at a different company. Those are much smaller portfolios, but they do make up the rest of my positions, my investment positions. And then you can see here, that's where I have my cash balances and just under $41,000 total for my liquid investments. I am 24 years old, and it is January 2nd, 2021. So I'll probably be making a similar video and recap. You can see on the Excel spreadsheet I kind of have that lined up. So I will be tracking this over time. I also have a profit and loss spreadsheet, like a personal profit and loss, that I track all of my income, all my expenses and stuff. So if you guys are looking to grow your net worth, I highly recommend tracking everything you do, everything you spend money on, cutting out where you can. I don't spend a lot of money, but I'd rather focus on increasing my income than decreasing my costs. So yeah, that is that. So let's jump into the traditional IRA and my individual holdings. So same thing here, I have these accounts over at Fidelity. If you guys don't have a real brokerage account, and Robinhood does not count as a real brokerage account, please go open one. I like Fidelity. Its user interface is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It's not quite as easy as Robinhood, but it is very user-friendly. You don't need to know a lot to get started. So I would recommend Fidelity, but Schwab, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Vanguard, they're all good as well. So here we are, and you can see in my individual account I just have that one holding, and it is a Leap on 3D Systems. You guys have seen me talk about Leaps before in previous videos. I'm going to start using them more in my portfolio overall. I did just add this one recently, but I like 3D Systems. It's right around $10 a share right now, so to control 100 shares I would need $1,000, but instead I'm using this Leap at the $5 strike. Paid a little bit of an extrinsic value premium on this, but not very much, probably about 50 cents, so not bad at all for holding it for 2 years. And yeah, you can see it's only just over $600 for that cost basis. So my investment is 60% of what it otherwise would be. So as long as 3D Systems moves upward, my ROI will be much higher using that Leap as opposed to holding the underlying stock. So jumping into the traditional IRA, the first thing you will see is that I do have $1,200 in cash. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that yet. I'll probably end up dumping it into the VT, that Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund. You guys know that's my favorite, so I'll probably add a majority of it there, if not all of it. So you can see Alaska Airlines and Delta. I did pick up some airlines. They haven't moved a whole lot, just beaten down. I wanted to jump more into value, and they do pay a little bit of a dividend, so I am betting on airline stocks bouncing back here in the future. They're pretty beaten down, so I like the value there. And then same thing with Carnival. This was a terrible trade. I basically bought it the day before everything started tanking because of the coronavirus, and as you guys know, the cruise lines fared probably as bad as any other major sector. So I am sitting on a pretty big loss there, but it wasn't a very large position in my portfolio. Anyway, they do pay a pretty solid dividend, so I am holding them now, though I'm not adding to that position at all. Then next up, you can see Facebook there. I do own a few shares of that. It was the largest position in my portfolio for a very long time. I kind of dug into it, and this is more for social reasons more than anything else. I don't like the idea of how they make their money, although they are very good at it, and it is very profitable. So I only own 3 shares. I used to own about $2,500 or $3,000 worth of Facebook, and it did very well for me. Just have those few shares remaining. And then Ormat, good technology company. I bought them a while back. This was also kind of one of those quick gainers that I wasn't really able to add to the position before it started cruising upward. It's not up a ton, but I don't love it as much at this price as I did when I bought it. And then The Vanguard Total Stock Market, you guys know about that index. I like that one. It's about as passive investing as one can get. So that is the traditional IRA and the individual account that rounds out my money at Fidelity. So let's jump into my other IRA. And these are fairly boring positions. These are all mutual funds. Most of these I bought before I really started getting into investing, and the money's just been sitting in there growing. So I do not look at this account very much. Like I said this up when I was younger and just kind of have let it ride. So there is the rest of my money. Basically all of these are 100% stocks. So that is the total portfolio. As you can see, I do not have any money in Robinhood any longer. I still have the app because I like adding stocks to the lists on that screen just so I can check them out later. Their app is still very easy to use, so I still appreciate that. But I do not invest on Robinhood anymore. I hope this influences somebody to do the same, even just one person. If they go and set up a real brokerage account, I would be very happy. So that is the total portfolio. You guys have now seen it all. I'll definitely do another annual review at the end of this year, and then maybe once a quarter. We'll see what I end up doing. But if you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. My next few videos will probably be about generating different streams of income, as that's what I'm focusing on right now and in 2021 in general. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.